Miss Yolanda1. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I must say it is a pleasure to be here in Americas and especially to be here with you this afternoon. Some of you have come up and mentioned about the devastating tornado, and the reason why I'm there is to save lives. Property can always be replaced. So diligently, that's what my job is every day, is to make sure that you know what's ahead and what's coming. People often tease us and say that being a meteorologist or a weather person is one of the few jobs that you can be right and still be wrong and still have a job. Hopefully I'm right most of the time. Ego tripping. There may be a reason why. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert with a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes. I crossed it in 2 hours. I am a gazelle so swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built new ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intone my loving name. All praises, I am the one who would save. I sow diamonds in my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium. The fillings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head, thinned and gold, was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. Ego Tripping by Nikki Giovanni. She's one of my very favorite poets. Her poems showcase her strong faith in God as well as her womanhood. Her experiences as a single mother influenced her poetry. And we are all influenced by our experiences. I applaud the visionaries of this event, Phoebe Sumter's 2nd Annual Women's Health Conference, for being the ultimate community volunteers. You are superheroes with the power to change lives for the better. I applaud you, ladies in attendance, for taking advantage of this wonderful opportunity to learn more about yourself and the services available to you to improve your health for a long, productive life. Information you probably wouldn't have known about otherwise. Don't you feel better about when you know what's going on and if there's a problem that you can solve it? And to know that the answer is within arm's reach. You say to yourself, wow, I didn't know. Had I known, I could have had this taken care of long time ago. This year's theme for the Women's Health Conference is Women Are Superheroes. It's believed that it takes almost superhuman powers for women to juggle all that they do and continue to take care of their families as well. They are also the lead person when it comes to health of their families, which in itself is worthy of being called a superhero. The media leads us to believe that superheroes are women such as Angelina Jolie, Oprah, Jennifer Lopez, Halle Berry, or your favorite actresses and singers seen daily on the national broadcast with their impeccable good looks. Maybe to some, it's Michelle Obama, Jill Biden, or Hillary Clinton, women of political power. They are women portrayed with undeniable superpowers, and we idolize them as such as we follow their every move. In their own way, they are super because of their influence on how people think and act. How wonderful and how powerful is that? No doubt we can all learn from those who are trailblazers, whether civil rights, women's rights, or human rights. But what about our everyday superwoman? I'm talking about you. You who are authentic, you inspire others, you acknowledge their strengths and commitment to what is good and true. You know love, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness, and all the traits that make everyday people super and heroic. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They don't have secret identities. They aren't super strong and can't fly without an airplane. But they do manage to make a difference, and that makes them superheroes. You don't see them walking around with a superhero logo of a flash purple star emblazoned with the words superhero. They are superheroes on so many levels, they defy a single definition. All of you are superheroes. You are wives, mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, sisters, aunts, and friends. Women of wisdom and valuable life experiences which are virtually visible. There is beauty in aging, in knowledge, and the contribution you make to society. I get so much joy out of complimenting others. Many of you probably know Joanne Cordell. She's a longtime member of Phoebe Sumter's auxiliary program, also known as the Pink Ladies. She's a retired educator who unselfishly volunteers at the hospital and throughout the community. I understand she runs circles around people half her age, and I'm told if anyone is a superhero, it is her. She goes above and beyond the call of duty without really thinking about it. I believe everyone remembers Wonder Woman. You may not have the outfit, but maybe you have the boots. I think we all have boots. But I believe you strive to be Wonder Woman every day, not by having superpowers or being invincible, but by being authentic and standing with power as a woman and as a mother, and by inspiring wonder and passion in others. Whether you realize it or not, do know that kids are watching you and learning from you every day. I get so overwhelmed when parents and grandparents come up to me and say, "My 2-year-old gravitates to the TV when you come on," or they stop when they hear your voice. Or when kids come up to me and say, "I love you and want to be like you." I don't take it for granted. I am humbled and feel that no matter what, I can't let these kids down. Unlike my talents, which are easy to see and witness, I consider this a less visible talent. We all have them, and they are just as important. They are the talents that each and every one of you and your sisters display and possess all the time. They are the talents, the evidence of which is written across our faces and even our bodies. They are our characteristics that we refuse to recognize or somehow diminish. You have power. You are superwomen. It's a hard job and sometimes thankless in a world of prestige and consequence. But I believe your actions are the best way to change a life and to change the world. But you know, there's still room for improvement. Have you ever thought about some of your challenges? We're so busy taking care of those we love, we forget to love ourselves. That's why it's important to take time out for self. We get caught up in making time for everyone else. Just like you, I'm guilty. Wanting to say yes to everybody and everything without realizing sometimes you have to say no and that it's okay. I speak from experience. I realized that saying yes every time left me no me time. Time to breathe, time to rest. And what happened, I felt like a revolving door. Only home long enough to sleep, eat, and change clothes. I was told by the doctor that if I didn't slow down, I was setting myself up to have a stroke. I thought, me? No. Someone who goes to the gym and works out and tries to eat healthy, that is the most of my time spent doing for other people. So I had to stop. I had to start breathing and rethinking how to say no and still say yes. I had to set limits without making excuses. The first woman elected a bishop in the AME Church, Bishop Vashti McKenzie, has a book entitled Journey to the Well. The book uses the story of the Samaritan woman at the well to teach personal lessons to women and men who are at a critical stage in their lives. There's a chapter entitled A Woman Without Excuses. How many times have we volunteered to serve on committees, offered to have a listening ear at any time, or promised the pastor you would look after Sister Jones, who's home alone, only to find an excuse when it's your time? Bishop McKenzie writes, excuses are those marvelous things you reach for to explain to others and yourself your lack of productivity, performance, or commitment. They are the crutches you lean on to absolve yourself of shoddy work, absence, lateness, or the mess you have made of things. Some have favorite excuses. I'm shy, I'm adopted, I'm too thin, I'm married too early, I had children too soon, I don't have money, or I have too much money. Excuses are decisions with future implications. You decide the sale is more important than to tithe. You decide that the service at St. Mattress, where Pastor Pillow preaches, is better than going to church, so you stay in bed. You decide to live under your circumstances rather than above them. Excuses have become unspoken fears, boundaries you have decided to live within. I remember the first time, not long after I started working, and we had severe weather. And the news director came to me and he said, Yolanda, you've got to go on. And I said, well, I've never done severe weather before. And he said, you can do it. So I had to pinch myself. And we always have that fear of the first time. But we have to tell ourselves we can do it. And if you don't believe in yourself, who do you think will? You have to believe in yourself.